Explore Tulsa is an opportunity to see behind the scenes of Tulsa's most unique places.
To hear the stories of real people who are doing fantastic things and who love living here.
We look at the people, places, and events that make Tulsa home. Welcome to a few minutes of Exploring Tulsa.
Hi, and welcome to Explore Tulsa. It's time to do it again. And we say thanks for joining us, and we look at what's happening around Tulsa.
You bet, Austin. And we want to take a moment and acknowledge the emails and messages we've been receiving. Keep it up. We love hearing from you. And you send us great segment ideas, too.
Always happy to get story ideas from you, because that often means we learn new stuff. Like today's first segment. I didn't know there was necessarily a difference in an improv show and a comedy show. Sometimes there isn't, but there can be sometimes.
So to sort it all out, we talked to an expert who does improv. But turns out she's funny too.
So the difference between improv and comedy would be when an audience member goes to a comedy show, you will see something that's polished and rehearsed. With improv, we create the scenes on the spot, and the audience actually gets to have a lot of input in that. And it's very unique, and I think it's more akin to theater than comedy. Improv might be. And it just ends up being a really fun time, and every show is completely different. If you go to a comedy show with a comedian, it's possible you'll hear the same routine a couple different times, but our shows will always be unique and different. You know, we had a co-founder, Dan Wooten, and he told me about another group that's doing improv in a different state, and he said he couldn't find much here when he moved here, and we should do this together. Let's do an improv group, and we just needed a name. So he just kind of pulled it out of thin air. But after having the name, I've done a lot with it. Now people can come to our show and they will find crayons on the table and they will color pictures, and we create scenes from the pictures. So the name was kind of like a suggestion in an improv game, and I've just slowly but surely made it make more sense for our group.
Thanks for taking me to Jurassic Park, Dad. This is so awesome. I never knew that dinosaurs actually had feathers and looked like dragons.
No problem, Sheila. You know, when your mother and I were talking about you growing up and becoming a woman, most of the time we talked about taking you around hippos because they're dangerous, but we figured dinosaurs are one better.
Each scene is different, and we use the audience suggestions to start the scene. So the short form is the first half. And some of the short form games we have created. So you're not gonna see a crayons game anywhere else. Then we have a short intermission, and that's when we're trying to figure out what pictures to do scenes from. And then we come back and we do our long form. And this is a long form format that Crayons has created. So the long form is we take pictures that the audience has drawn and we look at them, and then the cast member will share stories from their own life. And then using those stories, we'll create scenes from them. We're not reenacting the stories, we're just taking pieces from them and then, you know, putting a spotlight on that one little, maybe one word they said, or maybe one emotion they felt, and creating some scenes off of that. So our shows end up being about 2 hours long. So it's short for theater, long for comedy. Right now we're renting out spaces, but I do hope that you'll be able to drive by and be like, okay, this is the Crayons Improv Theater. And I hope my goal is kind of be the second city in Tulsa. I definitely personally, I want to still do stand-up comedy and, you know, do some more writing of things that maybe more sketches and more performance-based than just stand-up comedy-based. So lots of exciting things in the future.
Hey guys, does anybody want to join me over there for that stuff that we're gonna do? something, hashtag up to you, hashtag please don't make it up to me, hashtag panic attack, thinking about what I would actually do.
At June 1977 says, not bored anymore at Crayons Improv show, and it's awesome, hashtag local comedy.
Well, there you go. Whether improv is funny or dramatic or it's comedy, it all looks like it's a great family night out.
So for sure, we're adding this one to our family fun playlist on YouTube. We're getting a good variety in there. You need to check it out when you can. The Explore Tulsa channel on YouTube. Find the family fun playlist.
And now we need to take a break for a minute, but we're coming back to talk with a few more experts. That's this week's theme, I guess, experts. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Dixie from Dixie's Cafe in Coweta, Oklahoma, and I wanted to let you know that Halloween, October 31st, we're going to be having Trunk or Treat lined up downtown Main Street in the Broadway District. We'd love for you to bring your children down and have fun. The shops will be open and giving out candy, so come on down and have fun with your family.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99 or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Hey, have you visited our YouTube channel lately? Did you know that we have a custom playlist set up for you? Go to Playlist Family Fun and enjoy highlights of all the places and events that are enjoyable for all ages. Okay, buckle up, Trish. We're going to go a little tech on you for this next segment.
Is this the trade show that you went to a couple of weeks ago?
San Diego, yes. I went with a couple of guys from Video Revolution to CEDIA, the Custom Electronic Design and Installation Association's trade show. So cool, and lots of new stuff coming in the not-so-distant future.
Well, okay, I wasn't there, so I'll be learning tech talk right along with you guys. Let's talk to Josh and get up to speed.
I started out in this industry doing car audio systems, and only did that because I like to work on old muscle cars, and nobody was hiring punk kids to build muscle cars. They were hiring punk kids to install car stereos. So from there I ended up working at a place that also had a home installation department, and got to install really cool home theater systems and music throughout the house, and found that I liked working in that environment. And then we started doing a lot of conference rooms and offices, and so we started doing these office jobs that were just really to fill the gaps. And then we found out that we really like doing professional jobs, and since then we've done church sound systems, entire buildings worth of conference rooms, network connections, light IT work, really, you name it. We've probably looked at it, tried it, played with it, learned about it, because nowadays all of this stuff is connected. I've been working for Video Revolution for over 13 years now, and I've been in this industry for almost 20. The events that we go to are really about finding where technology is going to be heading. And it's not just about where it's heading tomorrow or the next day, but making sure that we're putting the right infrastructure in for our clients so that they don't end up with cabling that's wrong or equipment that won't be adaptable to the new way of doing things. So we're trying to find the best way to predict the future. Technology grows at an exponential rate, and everything is getting smaller and faster and changing how we do things. So as that changes and as fast as it changes, we're trying to find products that are still a good value and investment for a longer period of time for our clients. If they're buying something that is just a little bit out of date or something that doesn't have the staying power, then they're investing money that's going to have to be spent again in the not distant future. We want to provide systems that can last as long as possible, be the most reliable without just being expensive just to be expensive. Technology matters to all of us. We all use it all day, every day. I mean, it surrounds us, and it's our work life, it's our personal life, it's our social life, it's the way that we relax and the way that we recover from a long day is coming home and we're interfacing with technology. But it can also be very frustrating when things don't work right, or if one thing doesn't talk well to another thing. And we've all had to deal with that before, you know, the wrong charging cable doesn't fit in my phone, or there's not an app on this device that would really make life better for me. So what we do here is make sure that all the array of products that we pick out will all sync together seamlessly, work as if it's one integrated system, which is technically why we're called integrators. It is why we're called integrators. Whenever we sign up for things, it's, are you a reseller or are you an integrator? And Video Revolution is an integration firm. Our retail storefront is the face of what we do, but the heart of what we do is integrating technology into people's work and personal lives. So technology is a passion to us here. We just fell in love with it. I mean, all of us that work here have got a passion for it. And we handle so much here. Everything from custom speakers made to fit inside of the wall of an airplane. And if you haven't been out to the Tulsa Air and Space Museum to listen to it, you should plan a trip and go down. It's a really exciting presentation that they've got put together there. But having clients that let us build these amazing systems out for them, and it's always interesting. This job changes, this field changes, technology grows so fast. We don't have time to get bored with it. Let technology improve our lives and take away the interface for it. This isn't something that you're gonna have to pick up remotes and mess with. Home control is different than home automation. We want to ask enough questions so that whenever we're done and we leave your house or leave your office, that you have the fewest number of button presses, the fewest amount of interactions with the technology to get the end result that you're looking for.
Video Revolution is our show sponsor, so we get to learn more about them from time to time.
It's what I do when I'm not doing this. So anytime you want to talk about integrating home and business technology solutions, you're talking my language.
And it's not that bad you had to go hang out in San Diego to see the new stuff. Lucky you.
It's just work, Trish. If anyone asks, we were all back at the hotel shortly after the dinner break every night. That's our story anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose to believe you, and I'm gonna send us to take a quick break, and then come back home to Tulsa to talk with a realtor who came all the way from Germany and chose Tulsa to be his new home. When Explore Tulsa returns in a moment.
The future has arrived. Video Revolution introduces Sony OLED Ultra 4K TV, the ultimate experience you've been waiting for. Sony HDR OLED TVs with color and detail so precise, you won't believe your eyes and ears. Watch the big game or your favorite movie. Immersed in vivid HDR color, deep black levels, lifelike detail, and crisp, clear sound which bursts from the built-in sub and speakers through the acoustic screen to dazzle your senses. Access content through thousands of apps from Amazon and Netflix to YouTube and more. With Sony's advanced voice search, you spend less time browsing and more time watching. And all images upscaled to 4K. Sony HDR OLED TV has arrived. Experience it now at Video Revolution, northwest corner of 71st and Lewis, and VideoRevolution.com.
Hey, welcome back for another story on Explore Tulsa.
Tulsa is beautiful, Trish, and we're proud to call it home. But there's a whole wide world out there, and we met with a Tulsan who grew up in Germany and learned design and architecture with a European influence.
That's true, and now uses that skill and knowledge to advise his clientele in choosing the perfect home for their needs.
We sat down with Jens at one of the homes he remodeled a few years ago and found it to be a perfect backdrop for a conversation about customer service and design.
I'm German, very German, as a matter of fact, born and raised in Germany. I grew up with my mother, and this is really where a lot of this started, what you're seeing today and what I've done in design and construction. My mother, she had a really modern artistic thought about architecture and design in her own apartment, or in the apartment that she owned. And as a 10, 12-year-old, She took me aside and taught me how to do tile work and to start with the tile work later on, so she could design and change all the interiors to her liking, and usually it was I who got to do the job. I came to the US to get my pilot's licenses, and so I came here for flight training. And to have that background in aviation where detail matters greatly, and having been involved in an aircraft modification company where specs are really tight and you have to perform on a real high level to accomplish it, that is what goes into the design work that I do, where it starts with practicality and then it gets to be made look cool the best way I know how to. It seems to be a niche, and being able to walk at a structure with a different eye, where maybe your average realtor walks in and says, well, here's the kitchen and here's the bedroom and look at this, and walks you in and walks you out. Versus when you deal with us, it means we look at the structure before we show it to the client. We understand what possible challenges are, and we consult in that regards, and then obviously also being able on the spot to be able to make recommendations on making a place the specific home of our client. This would be impossible to build by myself. I've had the fortune to find artisans and craftsmen to work with that are really, really capable. And in Tulsa we have many of them, yet not enough of them are given the opportunity to show what they're really capable of. In here what you see is a rustic modern style. The project started with a simple bathroom, and in that bathroom what we find is, as cool features, are the sink that we created for that space. It is the lighting that goes into it, also the really interesting and really cool door that makes the space completely hide when the door is shut. We have in the master bathroom, we have a wood sink we have designed and made. Also, we have a stainless steel ofuro tub in there. You have behind me, for example, this staircase that rises up, and we built the staircase around a tree trunk. We ended up having to take down a tree, and throughout the process of this project, the tree was sitting aside, and we decided to incorporate it and use it as the center pole for the circular staircase that we designed. We have exterior features that are really cool. We have an outdoor shower that is, again, surrounded by a steel-clad wall and gives you privacy yet openness to light and to the exterior. And so there's several features that are really worth remarking. I'm often asked, what made you come to Tulsa? And my standard response is good fortune. Since I look at Tulsa as a place that is an area where you can have simplicity and quality of life, and that connected with 4 seasons. And if you look around, it is very difficult to find. So you see that the life worth living in Tulsa is very easily accomplished.
Well, that was fun. Did you see the outdoor shower space and the floating stairway?
Simple, elegant design and practical, purposeful applications. That's an awesome combination.
Now, to see for yourself how buying or selling real estate from a completely unique perspective can be beneficial, head over to reddot.kw.com and ask for Jens. You'll know it's him if he talks with an accent. Tell him we said hello, and thanks for bringing a bit of European home to Tulsa.
We're back in a minute with another segment, but we're going to take a break first. Stay tuned. Fine wine is just ahead.
Like parents have a thing, when it gets too quiet in the home, we're worried. You know what I mean? I don't like silence in the home because it just feels dead.
Silence, that just doesn't feel like a creative place to me.
Turning on music in your house is almost like turning on the lights in your house.
Music makes mundane stuff better. Silence is probably the enemy of a happy home.
Bring the music home on the corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hi, this is Nick DeMoss from the Jenks Chamber of Commerce, and you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Thanks for coming back for more Explore Tulsa. It's been a fun show so far, and we have one more segment to share with you.
Now that we're heading into fall and the holiday season, activities can shift from outdoors and time at the lake to indoors and friends and parties.
And when it's time to gather around with friends and family, maybe it's time to learn a little about fine wines. And who better to learn from than a sommelier?
Bring on the expert. Tracia and her staff are knowledgeable and willing to share.
I import wines that I want to share with people that live in Oklahoma that we don't have here, and I think, oh, we need to try this. My family from Oklahoma are originally farmers, and I had never had an interest in farming. But because I started drinking wine, going out to dinner, once I took a trip with my husband out to Napa, Sonoma, we both fell in love with those wines, and then learning more about the farming just became strangely intriguing to me. Well, it's kind of funny because I never intended to do this, but I started working and selling wine 14 years ago and just became more and more interested in it. But then I decided, there's a lot of boys in Tulsa specifically that are certified somms. And I said, well, if they can do that, I'm going to do that. And then I decided, well, there's no distributors here that I think are really more focused on family-owned brands. And I was just complaining about the whole thing, and someone said, well, why don't you do something about it?
I think the thing that excited her is she finally found her thing. The career that really made her happy because she got to do what she wanted to do for the first time. And so that made me excited and made me excited to maybe do the same thing, in the future.
I hired Erin originally, and she's another certified sommelier female in the state.
Sommelier is an expert in wine, not only at knowledge of wine, but actually be able to communicate to the guest and find what they like, what they're looking for, and execute the service that goes with that.
Well, in the beginning, when we just had 5 brands, I was overwhelmed with that, and now that we have over 40, it's just insane how fast we've grown.
Wine is such a personal passion. So for everyone, it's very different. I mean, it's just like a favorite food. I think in general, when you're talking about wine, it's finding out what that person really enjoys, and it's different for everyone. It's very subjective. I think talking about it to people, it's finding what they enjoy, what they want to use it for, whether they're just having fun or whether they're a connoisseur or whether they want to just pair it with their favorite food. And so it's finding that and finding the perfect wine for that, because there's a perfect wine for everything.
The reason that I think it's so popular is I think that the millennials have something to do with it as well. I like to say they're a fickle consumer. They like to try new and interesting things. I'm not a millennial, and I do as well. But I think it's the direction that we're going. But also, if you've noticed with all the cooking shows that are on TV now, wine just falls right in line with food. I think there's a big chef-driven restaurants movement that's going on in this country now.
So wine is really good for food pairing. That's definitely I think, what the intent of wine is. So, you know, for pleasure and enjoyment is really what you should be drinking wine for. I don't think there are benefits, you know, there's red wine benefits, there's definitely lower calorie compared to a lot of cocktails that are out there, but you know, I think if you're drinking wine, it should be about the moment, it should be about what's in that bottle. It's a story, it's a moment in time, and I don't really think it's the time to worry about health or calories.
Well, I always tell people the best wine is the wine that you like to drink. So I don't get caught up in, oh, I think this wine is better than this wine. Everyone has their own taste, just like whether you want to drink Dr. Pepper or Coke. I mean, it's whatever fits your taste.
Well, it's really exciting just to, like how they said, to be able to go out in the restaurants and see our brands, you know, on the list and feel like, you know, oh, okay, this was us. We made this happen.
Holiday parties and Christmas celebrations will be here before you know it.
To impress your guests with a brand new wine they've never tried, or to see it for yourself, go to artisanfinewineandspirits.com and explore all the options.
As they say, life is too short to drink bad wine. Take an inventory of your knowledge while we take a short break, and we'll meet you right back here to wrap up in a moment with more Explore Tulsa.
Hi, I'm Drew Diamond. I'm the Executive Director of the Jewish Federation of Tulsa and the Sherwin-Miller Museum of Jewish Art. We would like to invite you to the opening of our exclusive exhibit featuring the sculptor George Tobolowsky, starting this coming Monday, October 22nd, and the exhibit will be open through the first part of January 2019. We hope to see you, and thank you for watching Explore Tulsa.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Well, that's our show for this week. Big thank you to our guests and to you for watching. As always, we want to take a moment and say thank you to our sponsors. We couldn't do this without them.
Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates and Video Revolution are both companies that support Tulsa in a huge way. And we say thank you for helping us as we explore Tulsa.
As you know, we do 4 stories a week, 52 weeks a year. So we're always looking for interesting segments. If you know someone we should talk to, let us know.
Keep sending us messages. We love it. That's all for now. We'll see you next time right here on Explore Tulsa.
She couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with her shotgun, okay? Dogs were pointing a bird, pheasant hunting, and the bird would fly, and she would bang, bang, and I was behind her out of the picture, and I'd boom, and the bird would fly. would fall down. And she never hit a bird, and we made her look like Annie Oakley.